right? I had an actual real challenge with Elden Ring the other night.
I'm excited to hear your experiences with it so far. So,
Yeah.
um,
I haven't come across anything yet that makes me think that it's harder than Sekiro or
yes, I mean Sekiro requires like perfect.
yeah, the parrying, dude. It's the
I just
parrying.
can't do it.
Yeah, it's just fuck that game, honestly.
I'm trying to see if I can find photos of Dom. 1 second. Somehow
I'm
I
trying
have.
out I'm
Somehow I
I'm
have.
trying out this oh, go ahead.
Like somehow I have. I don't know if you can see that. I have Drax in my photo library for some reason.
Nice. Nice. I'm over here. My friend Michael got me trying this game out right here. Legends of Claudia or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. Some dumb mobile game. I don't know.
That's a good name for them all. Some dumb mobile game.
Just something to kill the time until Immortal comes out.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about.
All right. Should we just get into it? I can't find a photo of it.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
please.
feel like it.
I'm
But
I'm high. I'm high. I want to go lay in my bed. My back hurts.
yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Vash, joined as always by Chef Anita Bacchiamati.
No,
Bacchiamati?
bacchiotomy. Baxi said I need a bacchiotomy.
Dom
Shout
has
out to all my
left.
half-baked friends.
Dom has left the show. He's no longer an OG. I'm just kidding. He's just not here today.
He just doesn't love us. He said basically what he said was, guys, I love my girlfriend Mallory way more than you. And Vash and I were like, you know what? Okay,
Fair enough.
that's it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's nothing more to it. I wanted to make it sound like there was some like juicy drama, but like, what am I gonna do?
There's no juicy drama.
He's gonna put me in a headlock, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? Okay, there's nothing more I could do about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Dom's not joining us today, which is okay because we all have shit to do in our real life sometimes. And
I think I
yeah.
missed an episode like 2 weeks ago when I broke my back, anyways.
Yeah, pretty
Or,
much.
Well, technically a month ago, and then I broke my back again. So,
Heaven forbid if I ever take a day off.
well, I mean, you've missed ones before.
I have missed once before, but that was
Yeah.
back when we were doing this. We were more serious about this before. This is like a.
You mean when we were playing the game that we don't talk about anymore?
Yeah, he should not be named, or that should not be named, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I don't know.
quality over quantity.
Exactly. So anyway, speaking of quality, you can find us on Instagram, og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is ogpodcast.fm, where you can get this episode and every episode where we talk about video games, of what we're playing, what we're looking forward to, and a little bit of gaming news. There is some gaming news this week, which I'm actually kind of to getting into.
We'll probably have more gaming news this week than we will stuff to talk about with actual games we've been playing, because I'm sure everybody would love to hear about my tales of World of Warcraft, but yeah,
No one wants to hear that.
nobody wants to hear that.
No one wants
Although
to
I
hear
will say, hold on, I will say this is actually cool. This is the only thing I'll talk about with World of Warcraft.
Okay.
My guild, since we're super sweaty now, we got the 6th highest kill on one of the bosses in the game right now, which I think is pretty cool. Like, I don't know, because like we've optimized things and we just been going harder and harder and harder, and I don't know. It's been fun, man.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on. I just like to highlight the fact that this is the Overachievers Gaming Podcast, right?
I didn't say
And
anything bad. I just said cool.
I am technically overachieving at
You
a
are.
20-something-year-old game. So like that makes me a literal overachiever. So I just want to bring light to the fact that I'm just going for anything I can do to justify my heroin I mean World of Warcraft addiction. That's what I do. I just use it to make you have to make excuses, right? That's like the first step to accepting that you have a problem, which is that I'm addicted to the World of Warcraft. And now they've said that Wrath of Lich King is coming out. It's like I see no end in sight for my heroin addiction. I mean, World of Warcraft addiction.
Yeah.
Notice how I can't differentiate the two.
It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same.
It's the same thing. It's digital heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what are you playing?
Oh, I've been playing a lot more Elden Ring lately.
Oh, do tell me
So
about your
yeah,
experiences.
I mean, I've been having okay. So I don't think I don't know if people just suck at the game because like I've seen various streamers playing the game and some of the
The answer is
bosses that I've
yes.
seen them fighting. Yeah, man, because like some of the okay, Radon I beat on the first try, like no problem. And
Well, you did play it post patch. Pre patch, he was hard as fuck.
oh, there's a difference.
Yeah, he was
Well,
essentially one shotting people pre patch.
oh, okay, yeah, because he wasn't. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Because like he didn't do anything to me. And then what was the other chick? The I don't remember her name. The woman that's in the Magic Academy.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
remember her name.
Rami, I think.
Yeah, yeah, easy as
Yeah, she was. That
stupid
was hard.
easy,
That wasn't
dude.
that hard.
Dumb easy. But yeah, but you know what's funny is one morning I got up and the Elden Ring Twitch compilation of rage clips made its way on my YouTube feed and I started watching them. That fight, so many people raged out on that fight and I'm like, dude, why? Like they're getting hit by the spells. I'm like, but the spells are like probably one of the easiest things to dodge in the game. Like the thing that is not easy to dodge is when they're like, "Hope I got my hammer up. When am I gonna swing it? When am I gonna swing it? Did you press O? Oh, you press O. Doom." Like it's it's like it doesn't those aren't the things that scare me. It's those mechanics. So yeah, I don't know. Game's the shit though. Like it really, I tried to describe it to somebody the other day. It really is the love child of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. Like it really is. It's just all three of the games put together. I gotta say, okay, so my homie and I have been playing it together, and the one of my favorite things is when we get invaded because we automatically revert into like Michael goes and hides and I stand out in the open and I kind of just like do like dweedle do and I'll like wait for them and they come at me. As soon as they're at me, he just sneaks out and just doom right in the back and then we're just like dude just beat up. We're undefeated. We've gotten invaded like a dozen plus times and we just have not they haven't even come close to beating us yet. So I think that's like my favorite part of playing the game multiplayer so far is that little bitches think they can come in and invade us and we're like son. So
Now you got to do. Do you have the mimic? Not the mimic terror, but do you have the mimic veil?
no, I don't have that yet. No.
I mean, you get it pretty early in the game, I want to say. But yeah, you should have Michael get that then because he essentially turns into like a statue, and you can be like right next to you. It's even more fun.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we got to look into that.
mimic
There's a
veil. I
lot
think it
of
is.
there's a that is a that is definitely a special game where there is a lot to do. I have a lot of problems since I have ADD where I have to like clear every corner of
Yep.
the map. So like, it's definitely taking me a lot of time because I end up dying and then I get like, all right, fuck that. I'm gonna go back and kill this bitch, and and then that ends up turning into like a 30-minute debacle against a mini boss basically that has of no consequence. But I am just one of those people. You know what I actually think is interesting is that in my mind, if you're gonna say you beat a Dark Souls game, you got to beat all the bosses. Like you have not beat one of these games, so you beat all the bosses, and it's amazing to me how many streamers out there didn't fight Milena, and they're
Millennia.
like, "Yo, Millennia," and they're like, "I beat the game" because they just like bypassed her since she's technically an optional boss. And I'm like, nah, dude, no, 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 no. Like
You don't know
no,
frustration
no, no,
until
no,
you
no,
get to
no.
that
Yeah,
point.
I've seen what she's like, and I already know she's gonna be like I've fought bosses like her before, where it's like you. It takes a long time. You gotta like you gotta perfectly time the abilities. You have to know them in and out. Like it's just a repetition practice thing, man.
Yeah.
So,
That fight wouldn't be that hard if she didn't heal every time she hit you.
yeah,
That's the hard
yeah,
part. Like I could
yeah.
easily get through that fight, no problem. But the fact that she heals every single time, and then I won't spoil it for you, but then there's I'm sure you've seen those fights, so you know that what happens
I've
afterwards.
seen the first phase. I haven't seen this. I have not. So I have done everything with it, which it's kind of sucks because I'm a huge people. Anybody that listens knows I'm a huge fan of this one speedrunner Distortion too.
Yeah, I
Him
started
and
watching
this
him.
him and this other guy. So Dist is like he's awesome, and him and another guy have been duking it out to get like the fastest clear time on the I think he got a 12 minutes and 18-second world record speed clearing time on this game. Mind blowing, dude. I don't care if you're like doing glitches to skip, it still takes an immense amount of precision and patience to be able to just like 8 hours a day, day in and day out, do that over and over and over and not tilt.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing I like about the guy is that like I've only seen him tilt a few times, and that's when he's playing DS2 because DS2 is a very bullshit game where there's a lot of room for some tilting bullshit, whereas Elden Ring is a well put together game where there isn't that bullshit in there. So, um, yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, I've avoided all of that stuff. I've avoided all the speed runs, all the, you know, best 20 items to farm in Elden Ring. Like I've avoided all of the
My
videos.
clickbaity videos.
Yeah, I've avoided all of the videos just because like I don't want to spoil it. But like I think I would say I'm at least like halfway through with the game now. I mean, I've cleared at least half of the map. I think I have the northeast region to clear, and I still have more of Calum to clear because I have that place is tough, man.
Yeah.
Calum's like really actually like very high level. I think I'm level like 79 now, and I'm still rocking the two-hander. I will say that I've been using the two-handed pike, or I mean the weapon you get from the tree sentinel, and it does a lot of damage. I've been destroying bosses with it, especially since it has the L2 ability. It puts a defensive aura on you, so you can actually take more of a beating. Um, I just discovered that I have like 3 other two-handed weapons that are sick as fuck, and I can't wait to use them, but I'm too fat to use them.
Yeah.
So I have to level up straight endurance for a little while so that I can actually like not fat man roll with them on. But the last boss I fought, I was on Mount
Gelmir or whatever it is.
yeah, Mount Gelmir, that's what it
Yeah.
is. And I went to the very top of it, and there's this like crater area where there was like this manticore looking beast. It was almost like a centipede with like fangs on it. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever fight that one?
Maybe. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. This boss actually fucked me up for like a good 45 minutes before I could beat it. It was very frustrating because every time you get on the horse, it had these like wide gripped fangs, and if it clips you at all,
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
you get knocked off the horse. But you like that's like the easiest way to like try to get an attack on him. So I ended up doing it all on foot, but and just learning how to like perfectly dodge his attacks. But it took a long time, and then the thing that got me is like I think like 30 minutes into it, I had him like 2 hits away, and then he pulled out this like the center of his forehead. He pulled out this death beam that just like one shot me, and I'm like, where the fuck was that this entire time? Like we've been fighting for 30 minutes, and I've not seen that move once, and you just broke it out on me when I was about to kill you. Like, no.
That's why I kept
so
throwing
mad.
knives in my inventory in the event. I was like, I'm far away, but I can't get close. And he's like, one
Oh,
hit.
see,
Just
that's a
throwing
good
knives.
idea. I didn't even think about doing that, dude. I'm like such a numbskull that I just kept going at it. Like, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah. See, ranged that fight would be stupid easy with range, but I am going the
I did the
two-handed
same.
route,
I did the same thing.
so-
I did strength build the first time around, and then I just kept getting destroyed. So I switched to a faith build. Didn't have as much fun, and then I
Yeah.
switched to once they patched and made arcane viable. I switched to a strength arcane build, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. So
Yeah, I know I'll have to rebuild at some point. I mean, I think that's kind of the way the game goes, though. Unless you're apparently samurai can pretty much destroy the whole game with a katana, but that's doesn't surprise me. I
Yeah.
started out as a samurai, and I know it's insanely good, so that really doesn't surprise me at all. But I want to find okay. There's one weapon I did get invaded one time when I was by myself, and a guy he one shot me, but he had like this like flowing braided mantle on, and he had 2 katanas in his hand, and he did this move where he just like
Moonveil.
dashed at me and went
Yep.
like
Oh,
and like it just like never ended. Like
That's-
it just never ended. He kept doing it like over and over and over, and like I couldn't dodge it, you know.
that's the weapon skill you get from defeating Millennia.
Doesn't yeah, it's probably yeah. Well, okay, so that makes sense that somebody that has beaten the game invades me and destroys me because
Yeah.
I'm only like a quarter to halfway through the game. Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. Like
Yeah.
I'll accept that defeat, but yeah, hey, I will say this much: one of those little pricks did come in and try to invade my boy and I didn't win, and that's all I got. And we were both laughing because I'm like sitting there thinking like, oh, this guy, he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck these two guys up, and all of a sudden out of nowhere he gets backstabbed and then gets a two-handed hammer like right on. I time it perfectly to like right when he does the backstab, like I'll do the R2 heavy attack to like right as they're getting up. It's like they don't even have a chance to dodge it, and it's really fun actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to.
yeah.
I think the next one I want to do is I've been seeing a lot of people like one-shotting bosses with like the dual double hammer spec, and I kind of want to try
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I really want to try that.
The melee fist build looks really cool. The double sword build looks really cool. The sorcerer, my second playthrough is 100% going to be a sorcerer. Like I've already decided that's going to be it. Um I haven't seen any other builds. Those are the only ones I've seen just because again, I've been avoiding content, but I've seen there's a bunch of videos out there that are like, get overpowered in 10 minutes with in Elden Ring, or like,
Like
oh,
me.
go farm like 1 million runes in this location in an hour, and I'm like, I am
Oh no,
avoiding
it's
this.
6 million runes in 1 hour, and it's phenomenal, especially once you beat the game. So it's fun.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna avoid that just because it would ruin the game where I'm at right now, like
Yeah,
because I'm still in that adventure stage, and it would make it no longer an adventure if I did that.
I only started doing that stuff when I got to a point where like I couldn't physically progress anymore
Yeah,
because
no,
I was just getting
dude,
one shot from normal enemies. I was like, I need to level up
yeah.
some other stuff.
I
So
but you got to think. Do you think? But hold on. I don't even think that's a cockamamie strategy. I think that they put that in there for that purpose. Because if you're a player of these kinds of games, you know that from software they don't just put bullshit in the game for the sake of putting bullshit in there.
yeah,
Like they have a reason why they do things in their games because they're master. I mean, this is probably the first game in forever that has come out all at once and there's no problems with it. I mean, well, there were some glitches here and there, but I mean, I'm
yeah,
saying like it's not there's not any deal they're not like uh paywalling the game at a certain point for DLC content or things you got to pay more money for. Like they sold a game for $60 and it's a complete game.
yeah,
Like they're one of the first companies that's done that in a hot ass minute. And I love that they stick to it. And it's funny because I have two friends of mine that have never played a Dark Souls game. Actually, my best friend who is he has played Elden Ring more than I have at this point. My boy Trondo. He loves this game and he hated Dark Souls, hated Bloodborne, wouldn't even look at Sekiro, but he loves this game. It's just kind of like uh it's a testament to them making a really good game that reaches out to a group of gamers that have this like fear of the intimidation of a Dark Souls game,
yeah,
that like looming like, oh no, dude, Dark Souls is the hardest fucking franchise in the market. You don't want to play that game. That game will make you break controllers and shit. I almost threw my controller against this centipede motherfucker. I almost threw it. That I was like, you know what? Put it down. This is $80 controller. Go make some dinner. Smoke a joint. Beat him on the second try. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you just get you mature over the years of playing a Dark Souls game.
yeah. I have I'm actually surprised I didn't break any controllers, especially fighting Millennia. Like I
Yeah, I
streamed
know. I
those
know.
times. Like
I can imagine.
I mean, I streamed like there's a one point where had been streaming for 3.5 hours, and that wasn't even like my first like attempts with that. So it was a tough fight, especially for me. Mainly just because I've played it, but I have a different strategy for playing Dark Souls, and I essentially have to find my own ways to beat the bosses and whatnot too. But
You're more of like a sword and board kind of guy,
yeah,
aren't
I'm
you?
definitely sword and board. I definitely
Yeah.
like those, and I really like the fact that they put in the block counter, which is gonna make going back to Demon Souls really tough. So
That is, you know what? You're right. They actually, I think this is the first one in all of them that gave you a bonus for using a shield.
yeah,
Whereas I feel like in the other games, the only reason that you use a shield is to parry. Like you'll see anybody that plays the games at a high level, they'll walk around with like the little ranky dink round shield just because they need something to parry. Whereas in this game, like the shields are actually kind of badass. And I think some of them have abilities, don't they?
they
Like they
do.
have
Yeah,
special, yeah, yeah, which actually is sick. But I think you can kind of go smite build, can't you?
Yeah, you can. I tried that for a bit, and then it just didn't. Like I saw some people doing like crazy damage with like two shouting bosses with smite, and then who are like lower level than where I was, and then I tried that on the same bosses and didn't work.
They
So
gotta have some gimmicky item that unlocks it or something, because there's always some item that is broken in these games. That I mean, in DS2 there was a ring that, like, if you were at your like lowest capacity weight or something like that, it would increase your attack by like 110%. So you walked around naked with a rapier, and then you combo it with an item that when you dodge an attack, it triples the damage on your attack. So you could basically just like three-shot bosses by like rolling past one of their abilities while naked. Then you put on the armor that increases the amount of souls that you get from killing a boss, and then you go naked again and you go on your merry way. It's like most broken shit ever, but that's like there's always some kind. They put these like crazy item builds in this game. It just takes a while for people to put together how to do them. And so in what you're talking about, there's got to be some item that's thrown in there that you're missing that just makes it stupid OP.
fine. I finished it. I had fun with it. I haven't started New Game Plus yet because I have a bunch of other games that I'm trying to finish
Yeah.
up first that I really wanted to get to. But
Speaking of other games that you want to get to, because I'm sure everybody loves us talking about Elden Ring for like 20 minutes long, but have you started Final Fantasy yet?
I started it yesterday. So
Okay.
with that, I finished Horizons Forbidden West yesterday. I finished my platinum of it yesterday.
You got that fast.
It wasn't hard. You don't need to get everything, which is what I like and I appreciate it. Like you just have to have you got to have like half of the collectibles, half of the quests that you need to complete, and it wasn't really that challenging. I just put the game on story mode.
You played it like for what, 40 hours maybe?
Probably
Yeah, that's not a hard platinum trophy at
took
all.
me like 2 weeks. Yeah, Huge was watching me. Like the thing about that game is like I love Horizon. What did I say? Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one. I really loved that game because I really like the mechanics and everything stuff. I did not like. I trudged through Forbidden West. Like it just felt drawn out. I wasn't a big fan of the dialogue and the interactions and all that stuff. I don't know. I was smitten by it at first, but as the more I played it, the more I was like, not really feeling this game because they really put a lot of emphasis on comboing a lot of machines and whatnot, and they really pushed hard of like, hey, you can't just have a melee build and go in and wreck machines like you could in the first one. Like you could do a full straight up melee build and just destroy machines. They force you to use bows and different kind of weapons to kind of do things. And I don't know, I just didn't really love that. I really like playing the way that I want to play, but they force you into a playset of what you're trying to do. So they really want you to do some melee hits and then to build up an energy bubble. And then once you see that, you can shoot that with an arrow and it does a ton of damage. I'm just like, yeah, but the problem is if you're trying to do combos and everything like that, and then some machine just comes out of nowhere, like from behind you or blindside you and like smacks you in the middle of a combo, you've just now completely fucked up that combo. I don't know. I just didn't really. I wasn't a fan. Like I got through it. It's fine. I finished it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I want to go back and finish everything else. I'm like, no, 40 hours is enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
The game's
40
beautiful.
hours is, yeah. Well, I mean, if you platinum the game, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the game. The game is gorgeous, and I really liked the gameplay. But I just felt like there was just there's nothing that kind of brought me back to like need to finish everything. I was just like, I don't know. Like I had like the most upgraded weapons in the game. Like I found like the best weapon in the game, and like completely upgraded it. I was like, all right, cool. I can like one shot machines or whatever. But like I was going back and trying to finish some old. I was trying to finish some old quests and they're like I'm like level 47 trying to do level 12 quests, thinking that I could probably, if I hit the weak points of a machine, I could one shot it, but I wasn't able to do that. So either I was completely messing up how I was doing stuff, or I just felt really at the end game I felt really weak. Really, is what it came down to. I didn't feel like all the time and effort I put into the game paid off for like upgrading weapons, outfits, all that stuff. So I don't know. It's fine. I'm done with it. But yeah, so I just started Strangers in Paradise last night. I was playing it before we got on today because I want to talk more about it. I finished I'm essentially like one main mission after you get the neon. I just finished the pirates mission, so it's super early in the game, so I haven't really done much in it at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I really like the play style of that game, and now I can understand and see why you say like you like how it works as opposed to like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I
Yep.
agree, 100% agree. Like that action combo is great. The only thing that I haven't figured out how to do, well, you only have potions you can use for items, right? You can't do any other items.
Yeah, but you'll are you talking about for like healing yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. So basically, the the whole game is based around juggling between two classes, and
Yeah, that's cool.
you'll unlock white mage and black mage, and then once you get the game enforces unlocking there's like the base classes, then there's like an advanced classes, and then there's one more, and then I think there's like 3 tiers or 4 tiers, I can't remember. But anyways, the one that's the final tier for the caster is the sage, and basically the sage can dip into both trees of magic, and um you eventually want to unlock sage so that you can just like for Michael and I, for example, or Trondo and I, for example, like when we do missions, it's like he'll throw haste on us and I'll throw protect when we do a fight, and then I'll do shell, and then he'll do regen. So it's like, and if somebody's immune to, or if they're weak to lightning, then we both use lightning spells because the lightning spells will help to stagger the enemy faster.
Got it.
Like but like we'll always have our main class, which I've been rolling with like Breaker, and he rolls with actually I don't remember what he was playing last. We've really been we were doing everything because one of the achievements is you got to get like all the classes to level 30. So
Well, it seems like I had a question about that because I was
it's not
curious.
that hard. It's not that hard to
Yeah,
max everything
I
out.
was, I was, I was, I was like, I just picked up. Is it based on like, so you can unlock things by leveling up classes? Because I saw like the bottom of the trees and whatnot. That's where you unlock
Yeah.
everything. And then
Yeah.
does the class that you're using, or the job, I guess, that you're using as active, like one of your two, does that level up faster than the other one? So you
Yeah.
essentially are able to level everything up.
Yeah. So like if you're using Sage and it's max level, you're gonna get EXP for anything that's like one of the subsidiary uh,
Oh, okay,
classes. So like Black Mage and White Mage will eventually max itself out, even though you use it. Because like I never ditched Sage. Like once it maxed out, it's my permanent secondary class. Same thing
got
for
it.
him. Like we just leave it as that because it's got Cure, it's got Regen, Protect, Shell, haste, and then all of the elements you can use. It's just honestly it's the best class in the game if you ask me. But then when you beat spoiler alert, when you beat the game, it unlocks another class, and then there's like 3 or 4 more that we haven't seen yet. But chaos mode, when you, again, spoiler alert, when you beat the game,
I'm not playing it for the story.
well, whatever. It's not spoiler alert. The game, honestly, if you played in story mode, the game's probably gonna take you like 3 hours, three or
That's what
four
I'm.
hours.
That's what I'm playing it in right now. So
Yeah, it's really not long. The storyline again is really good, if you ask me, because it's basically what people don't. I don't think a lot of people realize what the backstory is here. This is detailing Jack Garland, who is the first villain in Final Fantasy, and how he became the villain of the first Final
oh, I
Fantasy.
didn't know that.
So it's essentially detailing the origins of Final Fantasy. Like this is like the beginning of it all. And I don't think anybody really gets that, and I didn't get it until the end of the beginning of the story, and I was like, no shit, like this is fucking dope, you know. Now that's not a spoiler alert, like it's pretty, like if if you've played the first Final Fantasy, you already know who Jack Garland is. So like, but anyways, I don't want to, like, I don't want anybody to call me out and be like, oh, you're spoiling
Please
this.
at Crondo on Instagram and Twitter, and please let him
Yeah,
know,
right.
or at
Yeah,
us, OG
whatever.
Podcast, Overachievers P, whatever the fuck.
Anyways, so like part of it is like when you do the chaos missions, you can unlock the advanced token for these classes, and then you can take them to level 55.
Oh,
So yeah, so you can expand on them, but the chaos missions are no joke. So we're waiting on you. So
okay.
Yeah. They're not easy. So we
Yeah, I figured as
yeah,
much.
it sucks because again, I just don't if you're if you're an individual that wants to try to go for these things, I find it to be incredibly difficult because the NPCs are gonna die. You're gonna waste your potions on them, and now you
Wait,
know
you
what
can
it's
heal
like.
the NPCs?
Well, yeah, you can res the NPC,
Oh, I see.
but it uses one of your potions, and you only have five, and then you can cap out at eight if you like throughout the course of a whole
I have
um
9. Right.
dungeon. Or yeah, I think a nine. It might be nine. I
Phoenix
can't
Downs.
remember.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So Phoenix Downs. Well, whatever.
That's for
Anyways,
the revive.
yeah. Well, whatever. NPCs suck in this game. They're garbage. I genuinely think that the game was designed to be played as a three-person game. Like that's it's unfortunate, but it definitely was. Like the optimal experience is three people because if all three of you are rolling as Sage, like you could just basically be like, okay, so I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do that. You're gonna do this one. Vash, you're gonna do that one. So you go into a fight. You're all three buffed right off the bat. It only used one cell of mana, and you're just clapping. You know what I'm saying? And you can actually dodge the abilities because the NPCs are just gonna like stand in the ability. They don't give a shit about them, and they just die. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you're by yourself, you have two of them to resurrect. It's point like you're not even to be able to do shit. You're just running around resing your freaking your teammates the whole time. So
Yeah, well, that's why I'm
um,
playing on story mode
no,
because
no, no. I
I
know,
want to
I
get
know. I'm
into it.
just
But
I know, but I'm just saying like that is unfortunately like for anybody anybody else out there that's listening that's playing that wants to play the game on chaos mode by themselves, it's gonna fucking suck. Like that's all I'm saying. Which I think is like a con to the game because we're here talking about the game. But
yeah,
um the pro is that I think the game is awesome in general. But yeah, that I mean I have to point out the fact that I think that's like a massive flaw that they tuned the NPCs to be absolute pain in the ass.
yeah. So I'm definitely gonna keep going. I mean, I really like it. Very much reminds me of not what's the game? I'm blanking on the name of it. Not Onimusha. It's essentially like the samurai version of Dark Souls. I'm blanking on the name of it. Whatever it was. Um,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Neo.
Neo. Yes, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. It
Yeah.
very much reminds me of Neo with like how
Yeah.
much the items you get, the mission selects, all that sort of stuff. So that really reminds me, and I really like Neo a lot. I finished Neo
Did
2.
you like the fact that did you like the mission selecting thing
Yeah.
instead of it being like an open world like when you meet up
Well, I mean,
here?
I like open world better, but I like the fact that I mean, I kind of wish that I had the options to just running around the whole world, kind of like Elden Ring style, in like this
Yeah.
Final Fantasy world. But
It's too
maybe
bad
we'll
they
get
didn't have a hub.
yeah,
It's too bad they didn't have like kind of like in Elden Ring where there's the one down at the bottom left. What's it
you know,
called? The round table.
yeah.
What it's too bad they didn't have something like that, and then you could go to your missions from there. That would be actually pretty dope.
Yeah, maybe that's something that they're gonna do in 16. I don't know. But if they're
Dude, if this is the combat system they're taking into 16, then 16
yeah,
is going to be a phenomenal game.
yeah,
Like straight up. I really hope they do. If I'm like I'm pray dude, video game gods, like please let this game not be like remake 7 and although it's not the same studio like so I mean actually I should look into see who the studios are that are doing this cuz I
yeah.
I'm really
I was
hoping.
not expecting to like this. Although I was like, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. Like I played them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool, I'll play it. Not expecting to I was like, that'll be fine. But I'm actually outside of the story
Yeah.
and the crazy Japanese overacting, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just my wife
Yeah.
was like, "It's like what are they?" It's like, "Are they?" It's like when I first started the game up, she's like, "Are you playing Final Fantasy?" I'm like, "Yeah." How'd you know? She's like, "The ridiculously oversized sword that you have right now."
Yes.
So I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Yes."
Yeah. 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 I do love that, man. Like it that The game's
Yes, there is
honestly,
so much grunting. It's all grunts. I just there's there's one thing like when you're coming back into like I don't remember the name of the city, or like Selenia or whatever it is, or Cortania or whatever, some city that you're the main city, and like this guy like at the gates is like, it's like, what did you think? Did you have a good time? The guy's like, mm. He's like, oh, that's what I hope you would say. I'm just like, so much grunting. It's so much grunting. It's just like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just so little.
And they have the whole like God of War ability kind of thing when you stagger them. Like, yeah, you have to do that like
Yeah,
so frequently.
is there any reason to do that all the time? Does it like help
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
you get more experience
for
from
sure.
doing that? I mean,
Oh,
it kills the enemy.
hold on,
Immediately,
hold on. So you don't understand. Okay, so I guess you. That's actually how your mana bar like refills and gets longer.
Oh,
Like you have to do that. Like that's like, and not only that, they drop more items when you do that.
got it.
So
I mean, I'm
it's
doing
like,
it, so.
no, yeah, you want to do it like as much as possible because that's like your mana bar expands each time it does that.
Okay.
So that's like, yeah, you want to be utilizing the God of War smash as much as possible.
Yeah. No, I was doing it, and because it didn't really explain it very well. So I was trying to just like read up on how that works, and I just like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck it, just gonna go kill shit. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
I'm enjoying it. It's just
It's gonna go in my top 10 game of the year as one of the most under. I think it's gonna like become one of those titles that it was underhyped as hell, and nobody. I kind of didn't expect it to be as good as it was, so and I spent a lot of time playing it.
yeah, the I think it's more like the gameplay loop and the combat system is what's catching me. I mean, I don't really care about the story on it whatsoever, and the environments are kind of rad. But I'm just like, for me right now, I was looking for something different from an open world game that just wasn't Elden Ring, and that's not Horizon
Yeah,
Forbidden West.
yeah,
And this slots right in, because
yeah.
once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna try to either work on my backlog, or I'm gonna pick up Tiny Tina's Wonderland, because I
Dude,
really
that's
want to
the
play
you know
that
what?
game.
That's the game. So I didn't know that this is a Borderline sequel or something like that, right?
For what?
Tiny Tina's Wonderland is
It's
it has
a
something to do with
one-off.
Borderlands, doesn't it?
It's, I mean, it's set in the Borderlands world, but it's like a one-off. Essentially, it's like Borderlands, but they
Yeah,
added
but it is
magic.
the same. But it's the same
Same world.
like first-person shooter
Mhm.
kind of game, multiplayer. Like let's level up and get different weapons and like it's. I had no idea that that's what it was.
Oh yeah,
So it's as soon as Elden Ring's done, that's actually gonna be my next game.
yeah.
Straight up.
I'm still chucking through Gran Turismo, because that game's super fun
Yeah,
playing.
well,
But
you'll be playing that for the rest of the year.
yeah,
Dude.
I mean,
You
I'm
could-
not
you could
like,
spend.
I'm not gonna sit down and be like, oh, I'm gonna play Gran Turismo.
I'm gonna
now.
play. I'm gonna grind out Gran Turismo for the next 8 hours. You might as well go drive Uber at that point.
Yeah, no, but I
Make
just
some
wanna
money
s-
while you're doing it.
I play Gran Turismo every now, and then I can get yelled at by Crondo for forgetting his forgetting it to use
That's
the door.
right. That's hey. I have been much better about it. Okay, and I've been tipping better, and I've been much more patient with people. Okay.
I'm not. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Either way,
Evolving. Okay. No,
evolving.
what do they say in the game? Reformed. That's what it is. Hashtag reformed.
Amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I think Tiny Tina's then kind of getting into like what we're looking forward to. Tiny Tina's Wonderland is the next game that I'm really looking forward to playing.
Yeah. I really want to try out Lego Star Wars, man, but like
Everybody in our Discord has been going off about that, and I really want to play it, but I'm gonna wait until it's on sale.
Yeah.
I got 8 more
It
months
just
to play it.
feels like it. Look, it looks like a great game. Okay, I'm not saying anything negative about it. It looks fantastic. Everybody in our Discord, Misha's having a blast with it. Stan's having a blast with it. I read great reviews. It seems like one of those games that I'd buy and I'd play it for like 15 minutes and then I'd be like, I want to go shoot some zombies or I want something that's going to make my heart race. Like I don't like that just seems like too chill for me. I don't know if I'm maybe it's because I've never played a Lego game that I just don't, maybe I'm being closed-minded about it. But at $60, I don't really think it's a title I want to pick up right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to play it for sure because I want. If it's getting such rave reviews, like Stan is saying it might be his game of the year after he had like a
Yeah.
great
It looks.
experience from
Have you? I mean,
Triangle Story. So I'm like, okay,
see, that's like Triangle Strategy is a game I really want to play,
yeah,
but I don't have any time right now because I'm still trying to finish Elden Ring. I actually pre-ordered 3 games the other day, and I can't remember what I got. It was Harry Potter. Yeah, it was Harry Potter, and then I pre-ordered Advanced Wars 1 and 2 on the Switch, and I'm trying to remember what the third game I pre-ordered was, and I was looking for it, and I can't figure out what it was.
couldn't tell you. Don't know.
Yeah, I
Don't know your
know.
brain.
I know.
But
Dude, I am very excited for Hogwarts Legacy. And
that's
I'm
coming
not
out
like
later this year, right? Not like October-ish
yeah,
holiday.
yeah, it's later this year, but it's just the gameplay that I saw, and I'm very big like you are with knights and like the medieval era.
Hmm.
That's how I am with mages. Like I love wizardry and games revolving around magic. So for me, being less about J.K. Rowling's, happy-go-lucky Harry Potter story and more being about like the Hogwarts universe. I mean, not the Hogwarts universe, but like
Yeah, I
the
understand.
actual world there, and it being like predated way before Harry Potter bullshit. So it has absolutely nothing to do with that storyline. Dope, dude. Like I actually am very interested to see what they do with it because it in a weird way. Okay, Oblivion and Skyrim are two of my like my favorite RPGs of all time. For some reason, this game gives me vibes of like an Oblivion type game because I played Oblivion as a mage and Skyrim as a mage, and that's like it gave me that kind of same feeling of when you go out on a quest, like what you're going out for, and I don't know. We'll see. It definitely looks dope. Pretty
Yeah,
excited.
that's why I'm excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderland because I love first person shooters and I love magic and the fact that you could do like Skyrim first person with doing like dual wielding magic if you really want to, and you can do that in Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm very excited for
Oh, now I know what I pre-ordered. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. It has all of the Ninja Turtle games from back in the day from Konami on it. I don't know. It was just something, dude. I'm a dork. Hey, man, I'm a retro kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got me on it. They were like, oh, there's only going to be like, limited copies of it. I was like, all right, fine. You got me, dude. Whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a
Hooch
nerd.
is right. Like the happy-go-lucky. The story is about a kid who's being hunted by the world's most dangerous wizard after he survived his initial attempts to murder him. I mean, Quidditch is great. I mean, that's what's so happy-go-lucky about it. They're
I
so
did
happy
say
go.
happy go lucky. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess like I definitely just dumbed down like a very dark story, but the movies just were very, I don't know, cheeky and maybe this game could be a little bit darker. Yeah, Hooch definitely just I guess I did just dumb down a very dark story.
Oh,
You're
it's
right.
perfectly fine though. That's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But
It was a kid's story though, was it not? Like originally it was a kid's story
I
and then it turned
guess
into more of
it's
like a
more of a
darker tale.
coming of age story. Is more like that's what I would say. I wouldn't say it's a kid's story. It's not like you're gonna go see Magic School Bus coming through and with Harry Potter. So,
The
but
movies didn't compare to the books in tone. Well, I have no patience for reading books, so sorry. I wish I did. I did when I was younger, and then I got older and was like reading is
I ain't got time for information coming into my brain,
man, I gotta
visual
read.
mediums.
Listen, dude, I read documentation all day long at work. The last thing I want to do is read a book when I get home from work or get done with work. I work from home.
Yeah, I want to look into that Hellfire, the D&D collection. I've
Wait, what's
heard
that?
I've heard rumblings about that, but I didn't realize that's out now. Is it out now
I'm
or is it
looking.
pre-ordered? Let's see. But anyway, very much looking forward to Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I think that's really the only other game that I'm like super stoked on. There's some stuff coming out that just got released for. It's out. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna have to look into it.
They
Um,
still have God of War Ragnarok is coming out this year,
we'll
and I
see.
just don't
I doubt
even.
it. I
I
highly
just don't
doubt it.
see it happening. I just don't see it happening.
We'll see. We'll see. Either way.
I'm just going through the list. Dude, this thing says Pokemon Hold on, what
I
is
can't
this?
get with Pokemon. Like I know
Pokemon
Dom loves Pokemon. I just can't do it.
Pokemon trading card game live.
Uh, you
Oof!
just
If
still
this
can't
is
buy a
like,
PS5.
dude, if they do a
Oh fuck.
that sucks, man. I tell you what, I actually am really surprised that there's still a drought of PS5s. And
It's
I
been
and
2 years, right? Or a
I know,
year?
man.
Has it been a
I,
year? I don't know. When did it
I
come out?
you know what's funny? So like,
2020?
okay. So really, funny little story. When you bought my PS5, like you got it for like you bought the bundle, right? The
Yeah.
bundle's not cheap. The bundle was like what, like
Yeah,
eight
it was
hundred
like
bucks, something like
890,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
Right when you bought that, I had just made. I think I just bought my car or something like that, and I just spent like a ton of money. And it was like one of those things where you bought it for me, and I'm like, like that's like dang, like I kind of wish that was not the right now. Like I wish he would waited a little bit, or I wish I could have got the cheaper one. Now looking back on it, I'm like, thank God he did that because like my God, man, there's people out there still trying to get them. So like, not I for a second I'm like that guy was blessing in disguise, man.
I missed the fine chef of PS5 Quest gave me a sense of purpose. Amazing. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about buying a 3080 Ti, but I haven't. I didn't know that they were actually available. I mean, I'm running an AMD right now. I think a 690 XT is what I'm or 6900 XT is what I'm running in this computer. But I don't really use it for. I don't really do much PC gaming. If I'm going to get a 3080 Ti, it would be for crypto purposes. But we'll see.
You may, man.
I had a 3090 and I sold it. Essentially, what it
I'm
comes down to.
probably gonna do some computer upgrades pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this list and like there's a lot of remakes coming out this year, and one thing that I'm definitely gonna have to do a playthrough of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 when they bring them over to the PS5. I
Yeah,
gotta see the
I'm
ports.
very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I know we kind of posted about it in our chat as well. Yes, I sold it, Hooch. I sold it. I don't need it. I don't need a 3090. I got it.
The ports are gonna be great.
I'm sorry. The what?
The ports of the Resident Evil games
Oh yeah,
are
yeah.
going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, in terms of like gaming news and everything like that, we had a couple of things come out. I know we kind of talk about what the new games on PS Plus as well as the Xbox Game Pass, because Dom's not here today. I will go over them. So the 3 new games that came out this month for April on PS Plus is Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. I'm actually glad that we're getting that for free, because when that first was announced, I was like, oh, that kind of looks interesting. It's kind of like a PvE or PvPvE scenario where you're not really trying to kill each other. It's more like a stealth game that you can interact with people with, and that's kind of interesting. But is the KOTOR remaster this year? No, it's next year. They're just gonna tease it, so I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the year we get like more gameplay teasers and whatever. But so anyway, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends looks pretty interesting. I want to give it a go. Maybe I'll try that before I dive into Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And then there was 2 others that I was just like, really, these are the games are releasing this year, or for PS Plus. Is was it SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which I guess is a remaster from PS3, which is odd, but okay, cool. And then they had one that's called Slay the Spire, which I haven't really tried yet, and we'll have to see what those games do. So
So
but yeah,
what's this on Xbox Games Pass? They got what, like Dragon Age 2, Garden Warfare?
well, they have a bunch of stuff that is coming out. One of which I have heard good things about. It's like a small indie game called Weird West, and I don't know anything about it outside of like just a little bit of digging into what was coming out. That is supposedly a phenomenal indie game that is I'll have to give it a try. So Slay the Spire is one of the best indie games ever. Such a great game. All right, well, luckily I have it for free, so I'm going to try out a couple of new games that are out for PS Plus. So I'm looking forward to that. But coming out in so the stuff that's coming out for so the best new Xbox Game Pass games for April 2022 is MLB The Show 22 is coming to Xbox, which I thought that was a PS only exclusive game, which is kind of rad.
Which one?
The MLB The Show 22.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good streaming game too. All right, fine. So yeah, the Weird West,
Wink, wink.
Crusader Kings 3, which is out now, and it's I've never played any of the Crusader games, but I've heard very good things about them. So
I haven't either.
I don't know if that's like kind of
Too many
RTS.
games, not enough time, dude.
Yeah, that used to be a segment on our podcast years ago. Too many games. Too many games.
games, not enough time.
Too many games. Too many games. I'm not going to sing this song for you all, but yeah, I'll definitely have to. I want to try to find. I won't have time to stream games until May because NAB right now is consuming my life. From the work side of things, I'm essentially putting in like 50, 60 hours of work this week until the end of May, and which is really unfortunate, but that's what it is.
You know, I people ask me to stream games all the time, but I gotta be honest. Like the reason I don't stream games is because it gives me a lot of anxiety. Like I feel like very anxious to like perform, and like when I do bad, I get really, really mad at myself. And I don't know how people do it, man.
I
Like
just play I just stream it right from the PS5. Maybe I'll do that later.
No,
But
I mean, I know I could do that with like no, it's not even the camera or anything like that. It's like I just get like anxious knowing people are watching me, and I hate like fucking up in front of people. I don't. It's like this weird. I don't know.
either way, fine. Last time that we were on the podcast, we did kind of talk about there was a rumor of the PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now subscription merging together. Now you have one option for that. What do you have you thought about that at all? Like, are you interested in that? I personally no, but I'm curious to see if they're going to be doing AAA games released through this new subscription service, and if so, maybe it's worth upgrading. Because right now I just do the base PlayStation Plus pass, which is like I buy it like I think it's like $50 for the year or $60 for the year, and then they're like the next tier up is like $100 a year. Might be possibility, but I don't know.
So I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna get the base one, and I'll tell you why. And this is gonna sound really bad, but I buy all the games I want to play. I don't know. Does that sound?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Like I've just been a gamer for so long that if a game comes out that I want to play, I'm just gonna buy it. Like I just don't like the subscription services are great for people that don't have that same mindset. I guess it's just a personal preference.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I mean for me it makes sense because like I'm not gonna buy them. I just don't like would rather play it and then think okay cool whatever. And then like I don't feel the urge to like have to spend like if I was gonna play a game I don't like it then I'm like okay I didn't just waste $20
Yeah.
or whatever. But
I rarely ever play the free games of the month. Like that's just because I'm a very like picky gamer, I guess.
I don't know, I just
So
try
if
it.
you like, and also yeah, I do like physical copies. That's like a
I used
curse
to
of mine.
I used to only buy games for physical copies because like oh I'm gonna build a collection and then I realized I got too much shit. I was like I just don't want it
Yeah,
anymore.
I know. Well, yeah, I know. I actually
I mean
have a
you
box
can
of
see
your
my
shit
office
here.
is a mess behind me. I'm like I got too much other shit that I got to get rid of. So I haven't really like I actually kind of like just having the digital copies or connected to my account because like it's not going anywhere. But
I'll be that guy that's like the end of the world, like Fallout, and you go in my house, and I've got like my little room of curated
the
shit that.
bobbleheads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Xbox rolled out cloud gaming for a lot of their Games Pass. Might be old news, but I just noticed it. Yeah, that happens. I want to say earlier this year. I don't remember when, but like my buddy
Yo,
Jamie, who's not much of a gamer, picked up the cloud streaming option and is actually having a lot of fun with like Forza and whatnot. So
here's some big gaming news that we didn't talk about. Is the Diablo Immortal just happened to basically say it's coming out the end of June?
well, that's anticipated. So yes, my guess would be by the end of Q2.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked. That is the next mobile game that I will get into. I will definitely be trying it out, and I'm very, very, very excited about it because I'm a huge Diablo fan. I've been looking for a good mobile game to get into. They have been beta testing and improving this game for literally years at this point. So I
You're not wrong.
yeah, no. So I'm definitely interested to see what it's like, and I'm no longer a broke bitch. So this dolphin is gonna go in there and look at see what a game's like when you don't have to do free to play all the time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that game, and yeah, Gran Turismo 7 is great, Hooch. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. I've also been enjoying playing it. I just haven't had time to play it because I've been wanting to play the other games too. Because when I play Gran Turismo, I need to sit down for like 4 hours because
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment, and like I can't. Like the nice thing about Horizon or Stranger Paradise, I can be like, okay, I'm gonna do one mission which is like 15-20 minutes, and that's it. Like I can fuck off after that. But like once you get in a groove, or like a race takes anywhere between 3 and 7 minutes, and like if you like do everything right until like the last possible second, and then you fuck up, you just wasted 7 minutes. Like I gotta get first now. Like try it and continue on. But I'm trying to figure out more stuff with it. But it's great. I really like Gran Turismo. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the simulator part of it much more than I thought it would be. But I also have a lot of house stuff I got to work on, which I have to do today, and hopefully it'll warm up. Right now it's 46 degrees today now. Fahrenheit.
Sorry, man.
Fahrenheit. I may not get outside as much as I'd like to, but we'll see. A little
Sorry
too cold.
about you, man.
But anyway,
I don't know about that down here in sunny Florida.
Yeah, I wish it was warm yesterday, but then it rained, so I was like, I'm not gonna be outside in the rain.
I say that sunny Florida as I'm hiding in my house with my AC jacked down to 70 degrees, and I'm wearing a fleece hoodie.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Any other gaming news that you're anything you're excited about, or?
Yeah, I'm actually excited. Aren't they cleaning house over at Blizzard finally?
Actually,
there's like a post we saw that was like something about how they're like canning a bunch of people, or they're like looking to hire new staff and head in a new direction.
Yeah, funny enough, or not funny enough, but small world enough. A friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in many years, I saw on LinkedIn, just got hired as the head of their cultural development. So
nice.
So my friend Jessica Martinez,
dope,
who I've known for long ass time at this point. She used to work for Disney, and then she went over to Blizzard. So,
man, hopefully they can turn it around, dude. Because they
need to do something.
There's nothing I would love more than to see that company pick up back where they left off, a decade ago.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm obviously we all know I'm a huge friggin' WoW nerd, so I'd love to see them do anything with the franchise. And Diablo 4 is on the horizon, so that's gonna be a great release. But again, I actually would like to see them come out with something different, like something new. But yeah.
But they also do really good of like they're a company who what they make, it's like From Software, what they make they perfected, and they do very, very well with it. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they make something else. I would love to get another RTS out of them. I think that would be great, like a Warcraft 4, or even give us something, like give us a new IP. Give us something different.
Give us a Diablo version of Warcraft, right?
Oh,
wouldn't that be cool?
God, that actually would be kind of rad,
right?
The same
world.
There's
so much shit they could do with it, man. Like, do something, Blizzard. Like, let's go. I don't know. Like, let's come up with something, man.
Their acquisition, but it's still pending right now. It hasn't gone through in the FCC.
But they're still cleaning house and changing shit over there.
Yeah, they definitely are. So we'll see what happens with that. But I had something on the tip of my tongue and I totally forgot about what it was. But anyway, until next time.
I don't know, man. That's all I've got.
Yeah. All right. I think that's gonna do it. I know it's a little bit short, but stick to an hour. But that's
But I got a broken back, and I can only sit here for so long.
Yeah, and I got some housework to do. I still have to do demolition on my basement, which is just taking way longer than I anticipate. So
right, but
real world things. But
I don't think so, Stan.
With the FCC, how that works is you won't know until they say there's no status updates. It's either it goes through or it fails. So they don't really tell you. As someone who just went through an acquisition from Frame.io Adobe acquiring Frame.io. A company who I work for, they were like, well, we don't know. It's going to go through or it doesn't. So there's no indication either way, unfortunately. So, but anyway. Anywho, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for coming out again. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is ogpodcast.fm, where you can get this episode and every episode where we talk about the games we're playing, what we're looking forward to, and a little bit gaming news. You can also follow us on Twitch if you're not already at twitch.tv/ogpodcast, as well as join our Discord, which is discord.me/ogpodcast. That's all I got. Thanks again. Until next
Yeah.
time.
Peace.
Now I'm gonna have to find time to edit all that because this week is, I actually just need to get rid of the new promo code because I don't think they're around anymore.
Dude, I think we should find a new podcast recording stuff. I've seen there's other services out there that do a lot of that shit for you.
What do you mean?
I saw an ad for some service the other day that does podcast recording, and it apparently, like, equalizes everybody's voice levels and does all. I don't know. It might
I
be
can't say
bullshit.
much, but yes, there is.
Yeah, I would imagine that technology is right around the corner.
You can read between the lines, but yes.
Yeah, I know. I got you. Chef, do you need surgery? No, I have a pinched nerve in my lower. I had a slip disc, and then the other day I was stretching and I just twisted the wrong way, and my pinched nerve, and it just really fucking sucks. It's just gonna take a while, man. It's just one of those things that when genetics, man. I get bad backs, or my dad has like a shit back. It's just, unfortunately the way it goes.
You got to do some yoga.
I do it every day now. But I
great.
mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how it happened either. Like, it's not like I was doing any heavy lifting or anything like that. It just happened.
Just lifting everybody else in your company up. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, no shit, dude. But the shares finally came in and I got a raise. So
awesome.
Now when the company sells for a boatload of money in 4 to 5 years, I'll be early retired. So
there you go.
That's the dream.
Get an inversion table. Inversion table is great if you haven't got that as well. So
I had one of those a while ago. I mean, I'm probably gonna look into it. I have to do a whole bunch, man. There's a whole bunch.
There's
of
a
shit
bunch of stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change. So yeah,
I feel that.
I have to start going to doing some physical therapy at the pool, and all kinds of shit. The pool is really where you can strengthen your lower back, because you can just grab a pool noodle and like kick back and forth, and that's really like the best area to kind of improve the little tiny muscles in your lower back that you can't really get by doing a lot of other exercises.
Yeah. I was trying to see if there's anybody on to
Hydrotherapy.
Throw something to. I don't know, but you know what? There's this one.
I don't know anybody anymore.
There's one guy streaming Tiny Tina's Wonderland. His name's Catrez, I guess. We're gonna just throw a raid to him.
What about my girl Amaranth? She only has 9 point. Oh, dude, my girl Amaranth is pole dancing. Come on, man. Twitch.
Either way. All right, go say what's up to Catrez. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know.
I'm so disappointed in the world.
We're gonna
right
say, I'm gonna throw it to him since we're talking about we're anticipating Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So I'll hang out with them for a bit. So, all right, cool. Thanks everyone for coming through. We'll see you all next time. Until then, we'll see. What's it? 2 weeks, 24th. That might be interesting for me because I'm going to be away. I guess I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I may not be able to do it. So
she's currently lubing a stripper pole.
Oh God. All right. See you all later. Thanks very much for coming through. We'll see you all in Discord. Cheers. Bye.
What's wrong with the world? I'm so disappointed. I gotta turn this off.